Hello, everybody. Thanks for tuning in. I can tell it's the holidays. Normally, when I go live immediately, I get quite a few people joining the chat room, and it's taking longer and longer. I want to talk about, and I'm going to wait until the room fills up a little bit. My glasses, I need to clean these things. Use my shirt. I want to talk about the One World Order. And no, it's not a fable, it's real. Regardless of whether you like it or not, it is real. It might not be real to you, but it's real to the people who run this world. I want you to listen to something. And I'm actually going to maybe attempt to turn the camera on another computer. Let me see. I'm going to try to do this. God bless everybody. But I'm hoping that you'll see this. I hope I don't mess it up.
Its founders.
We have before us the opportunity to forge for ourselves and for future generations a new world order. A world where the rule of law, not the law of the jungle, governs the conduct of nations. When we are successful, and we will be.
That's not the only clip. That's actually old news. I got something that was just posted by, what's her name? Angela Merkel, Chancellor, Germany Chancellor. That actually sounded like a threat. I'm going to show you another recording. It's in German though, but it does have what do you call that? Writing on the bottom. That sounded like a threat. We have before us a new world order, and when it's finished, you heard him say it, and it will be, that's exactly how he said it, a threat. Subtitles. Thank you, Sans Pure. These people believe in it. These people want it. The One World Order, the Illuminati, whatever you want to call it, they actually create a lot of the I'm trying to think of what I want to say. I'm going to shut this down. The birds are chirping because they see light. Yeah, that's my wife's birds. I ought to throw them in the microwave and eat them for dinner. I'm just teasing. A little Bernese sauce, if you know what I mean. They throw out a lot of fog of war statements to make people disbelieve in it. And as long as you and I think it's a fable, think it's fake, they're successful at creating, forging this one world order. Now, regardless of whether you believe it or not, it doesn't matter. They believe it. The people with the power believe it. I want to show you something, something else. This is Angela Merkel, Germany's chancellor. She believes that every nation should give up their national sovereignty for the One World Order. Now, before I show you these subtitles and her, you'll actually hear her speaking. Everything has a hierarchy, and it's in the shape of a triangle. There's a hierarchy in your home. When you leave the home, the city or the town you're in has a hierarchy. When you go through that city to work, there is a hierarchy at work. And normally, the people at the very bottom of the hierarchy pay the highest price, do the most compromising. They pay the highest price. They suffer the most. When you have a bunch of hierarchies, a bunch of them, meaning the absence of a one world order, believe it or not, the individual various hierarchies keep each other in check. Through negotiations, through lawsuits, you name it, there is a balance of order. When you have a one world order, there is only one triangle, not a bunch of triangles. There's only one hierarchy, not a bunch of hierarchies. There is nobody to keep this person or this group in check. I'm going to turn the camera. I'm going to do the best I can to hold this camera still. I want you, I'm only going to play a segment, maybe 30 seconds of it. I will, you have my word on it, post a link to this video in the comment section or in the video details section after this video is posted. It's very important that you listen and watch the words, because they're the same words that Stalin was using, Hitler was using, the same words. I'm going to turn the camera now. Give me a moment, please. I'm doing the best I can. Read the words.
Jetzt sind zum Kompromiss. Und wenn wir den Kompromiss als etwas Hohes schätzen und nicht als etwas Zweitwertiges abwerten. Und so wie wir wissen, dass im Grunde schon das Leben zwischen zwei Menschen oder geschweige denn einer Familie mit Kindern ohne Kompromisse überhaupt nicht stattfinden kann, es sei denn, jeder geht seine eigenen Wege und das konsequent, dann wissen wir natürlich, dass Demokratien nur davon leben können, dass ich bei aller meiner eigenen Meinung, die ich schätze und ehre und achte, doch bereit bin, um des Gemeinwesens willen einen Kompromiss einzugehen. Und wenn sozusagen die Reichweite des Kompromisses nur noch bis zum nationalen...
Let me turn that off. Let me turn off the Wi-Fi so that doesn't eat up my Wi-Fi power. The same words. For the collective good, the motherland, remember? As I mentioned before, it's normally the people at the bottom of the hierarchy that pay the highest price and do the most compromising and put to death. You can rest assured, because throughout her speech, there is a lot of applause. You can rest assured her audience is not folks like you and I. Oh no, they're other world leaders who want to retain their power and acquire more power. The ultimate power is slavery. That is their goal. To give up one's sovereignty is to give up one's freedom. You can rest assured all the applause. There's nobody like you and me in that audience right now. Had there been, I don't think there'd be any applause. You got to understand something, whether you believe in the boogeyman, the Illuminati. See, they give names that sound fictitious to discredit, to make the theory laughable. But it's really going on, folks. And the nations of Germany, the UK, they're forging forward. The people in this country, the shadow government, they're with her. Their ultimate control is controlling the cattle. That's you and me. Slavery never ended. It was perfected Their goal is to make a utopia for them. For them. I also want to say this, and I want to say it very carefully. The Democrats. First, I want to say this. I am neither Democrat nor Republican. Honestly, when a Republican messes up, you guys can go look at some of my past videos. I'm all over them. I'm criticizing them every way, shape, or form. Democrat is just a name. It is just a name of the liberal party of today. But there's been many liberal parties throughout history. China had one, Germany had one. Not one, many of them. Mao Zedong and Hitler and Stalin. Many countries had a liberal party. And they all had different names. The Liberal Party in our country is called the Democrats. It's just a name. It's irrelevant. Did you know every one of those names I mentioned, Stalin, Hitler, Mao Zedong, I can go on and on and on. They were not conservatives. They were the equivalent of our liberal party of today. Actually worse. Their goal was a one world order. Their goal was to control everybody for the motherland, for the good of common. Everybody should give up their own, and she says this, give up your own urges to succeed. Competition, she says it, should be outlawed for the good of the common good. She says it in this video. Competition should be outlawed. You know what that means? That means everybody gets the same thing. Nobody gets more, nobody gets less. But without competition, you would not have better products, better medicines, better technologies. And because there's no reward for creating a better medicine, for creating a better technology, there is no reward. A person doesn't do it. They won't put themselves through school. Why put myself through school if there's no reward for me creating a better medicine? I'm just using that as an example. If competition to be better than somebody else is illegal, why even do it? Oh, in their utopia, they'll put a gun to your head if you don't. There's only so much of something. Some have more, and some people have less. And unfortunately, when everybody gets the same amount, it's normally not more. Because there's only a finite amount of goods on this planet. Everybody actually gets less to spread it out. The utopia will be for these world leaders. That's what they're trying to do. To create a utopia for them. I'll leave a link to this video. For those people who've tuned in the last 10 minutes or so, Angela Merkel, the Chancellor of Germany, is recommending to all the nations that they should give up their national sovereignty and hand it over to the one world order. That's what she is saying. here. And I'll say it again, to give up your sovereignty is to give up your freedom. I tell you folks, it's coming. And for that day, you better freaking be armed. Get away from your damn video games and look at what's going on in the real news. This ain't fake news. This is actually a recording, and you actually see her talking. I'm not just reporting what CNN is blowing up my butt. You guys better get yourself a weapon, and this is not a doom and gloom thing. The real reason they want to get rid of this is not for your safety. They don't want to get rid of this for your safety. They want to get rid of this so they can implement their plan without you fighting back. It is so much easier for them to implement slavery and their one world order if you cannot fight back. You better get yourself a lot of this, folks. And you can laugh at all you want about this. Laugh at all you want. Oh, it ain't worth nothing. It ain't worth nothing. You mark my words. Mark my words. It will be worth something. When they limit the sheep to just a few dollars a month. Remember, there's only so much money in the world. Everybody can't get more. It's impossible. In order for everybody to get some, that means everybody's got to get less. She wants to outlaw competition. She says it. She wants you to give up your sovereignty. It is really snowing significantly here in the White Mountains. It is really nice out. I love snow. As soon as I open up the blinds, the birds start chirping. I want to read you a card that somebody sent me. Somebody sent me this card, holiday card. I just want to read something in here because when you listen to this evil witch broadcasting with her mouth that they want to implement the one world order, this has more meaning. The Bible means so much more when I hear people like this witch here. So somebody, and I just want to, if you're out there, I'll say his name. His YouTube name is Veritas Files. And I know there's a lot of, and before I read this, this is slightly biblical. It's short. You got so many people that laugh at me when I read something short and biblical. No, they don't believe in God or anything. They don't believe in Jesus, but they're the first ones to call the, what do you call those hotlines? Yeah, I need a. Yeah, I'll give you my credit card if you could tell me my my future. Whatever you call those people. I don't believe in God though, but hey, I'll call that 1-800 number or that 888 number. Give them $50, and you just read me my future. They believe in that. Psychic hotline. Thank you, Connor. I appreciate it. Vivi, thank you. It's funny, they don't believe in the Bible, but they sure hell believe in psychic hotlines. How can you not believe in God when you listen to evil? Everything has an opposite. And this is not going to be, I promise you folks, this is not going to be some kind of biblical channel. I'm not going to go on a preaching rant, but I got to say something. Everything has an opposite. Big, small, white, black. Everything you can think of has an opposite. Evil, we see it all the time. We see it all the time in the news. We see it when we walk around, how people treat each other. If there's evil, everything has an opposite. I'm going to read this card and we'll talk about some silver. Christian, conservative, white, right-wing, Trump voting American, who you know by the hard to say name, Veritas Files. Just wanted to say hello and thank you. Thank you for being an all-around decent human being, a good American, and someone who is willing to use their valuable time to provide education, entertainment, and a good example for America. Thank you so much for saying that. I pray God's blessing on you, and I hope this helps convey the appreciation people have for you out there. Sorry I couldn't give you something more. Take care, buddy. No, this is more than adequate. This is more than adequate. When I hear this demon talking, this is more than adequate. I'm going to pull this off. I don't want to destroy the coin, the card, but they gave me a coin. It's taped on here. Just bear with me. It is a 1964 quarter, Washington quarter. I just wanted to thank the person who sent this to me. Thank you so much. And it's true what they say. It's not what you give. It's the thought that counts. And that card says it all, especially after I hear this wicked witch. Anyway, folks, I want to say hello. Happy holidays to everybody. One more time. I apologize if the camera's not focusing. I just want to say hello to everybody. And I apologize about this rant. But anyway. So, let me go through and just say hello to everybody. I wasn't even reading any of the comments as they went by. So, I do apologize. Marvin Prince in the house. I like saying that. In the house. Michael White or Witt. Levi C. Doug Larrabee. Steve LaBarber. Myra Dillahunty. Moose Wizard. Just picked up a sealed tube of Eagles from my local coin shop after work. For $333. You got my thumbs up, buddy. Off-Grid Power. Faith Hunter. Hello, everybody. God bless all. Amen. Amen. It is real. People need to wake up. It's real. That's JD Forney. Forney, JD. It's absolutely real, whether you or I believe in it. What's important is the world leaders believe in it. What's important is the world leaders want it. You know what they say. You know what the Bible says happens after the one world order. Oh, this is fake and this is fake. And it always comes to tuition. Then the one world order, that's fake. And then it comes to tuition. Oh, the Antichrist, that's fake. Then he comes down. Folks, it's happening just like our roadmap says it's happening. These people are welcoming everything the Bible says is coming, whether you like it or not. Sans Pure, April Holt, Mr. Glock 23, Jerome Morsi. Thank you so much for being here, Jerome. Sean Simmons, Silver Stanger. I said it right this time. I used to say stranger. Ben Frank, OG. JM Bullion came through again today. God bless you, man. God bless you. Microchipping is careless as drinking ginger. Yeah, people are welcoming microchipping. Everything's for the convenience. You see, they'll even buy a little container of microwaved mashed potatoes for $1.99. People are stupid. You've seen them, the little envelopes of mashed potatoes, $1.99, when they can go and buy a whole freaking 5-pound, 10-pound bag of them for $1.99. People are being dumbed down. They truly are. Cam H in the house. Seaway 44. Silver sloth. Well, I hope you're stacking silver faster than a sloth moves. Let's take a look at some other names. Ben Franco G, I think I mentioned you already. Parlando, when will you do another video about the guy with the devastation tattoo? Legendary. That was a legendary video. To date, that video, I think, almost 1 million views. I've never did a video in my life with 1 million views before. And I'll tell you what, I got comments from around the world. Around the world about this guy. What it was is this guy, he put out an advertisement on the internet in his own country begging for a job. Not only, he said he stopped counting at 45 job offers. And people were donating money to him. He turned down all 45 job offers. He admitted in this article, this news article, he stopped counting after 45. This was nothing but a ploy to steal people's money. He had the word devastate tattooed or across his face. He just wants to stay on welfare. And it's everybody else's. The video is basically, the crux of the video is he feels it's the world's or his countrymen or the people, you know, it's his citizens who are responsible to pay his bills and his 5 kids' bills because he can't get a job because he tattooed something across his face. It's everybody else's fault. They need to give me more tax dollars through welfare, and you know, there should be repercussions, folks. Rebecca, I love that name. I know I always say it, and if I had a little girl, I would name her Rebecca, just like you spelled it. Why do I like it? Because it's in the Bible, just like you spelled it. Tony in the house, we the people. Nicholas Worrell, Vegas Stacker. Both funded by the Rothschilds. I'm just going through these now. I urge you folks that just came in here, I did a nice rant. I know I think there's something like 60 to 80 people who came in after I finished my rant. And that always happens. Every live stream I do, I talk about the news. I talk about silver. There's a lot of things I talk about. I talk about guns. This video will probably be banned now just because of this, me showing you this. This video will probably be banned. But there's a lot I talk about before you even get here. I urge you all to always go and check out the video in its entirety, because you're missing some good stuff. I'm talking about the one world order today, and you actually see a video of these people saying what they want to do to you. There's a video telling them, they're telling you their plan, what they intend to do to you, do with you. Truth is a painful pill to swallow. A lot of people, it's like the movie The Matrix. They rather be hooked up to the matrix than live in a reality. They'll fight to the death to tell you you're wrong to stack silver. They'll fight to the death just to be right. They'll fight to the death and tell you there's no one world order and that everything is fine. They'll fight to the death just to be right. You could care less about being correct. I know we all know people like that in our lives. So I urge you all, when this video ends and when it finally does upload, these live streams, by the way, do not upload. The live stream, once it's concluded, it then goes through an upload process. So I urge you all to go check out my rant about this person here. Provident Metals, JM Bullion, Atmex. I agree. So let's say hello to a few other people. That's the German Prime Minister. Did I say Chancellor? I must got the evil. I must have that evil person from Star Wars on my mind, the Chancellor. I apologize, but you're right. I was wrong, Tony. German Prime Minister. I'm going to change this camera outside. I want you to see how the snow is coming down. Let me open up this. Check out how this snow is coming down, folks. I'm hoping that it's going to focus. You guys see that? It's coming down. I love it. I love it. I love it a lot. It's beautiful out there. So the new house doesn't look like I'm going to be closed until the 4th. The holidays kind of postponed things. Just things. They just emailed me, need more paperwork. They need up-to-date bank statements. They need this. They need that. They need, oh boy. So Gold, Silver Bull, Connor Hanrahan. I apologize if I mispronounced that name. Joe John, hello from France. I also wanted to talk about something else. France. Somebody asked me before Christmas what I want for Christmas. Here on a live stream, I was tongue-tied. I didn't know what I wanted. So I just spouted off some bull crap. And Joe John from France kind of reminded me what I really wanted. Now, I know the yellow vest movement that's going on in the UK right now. And I know that a lot of people are already adopting that idea here in the United States. I would love to get a yellow, anybody in the UK, I know it might cost some money and I'll reimburse you. I would love to get a yellow vest worn by one of these protesters sent to me, and I will always hang it up behind me as a symbolic way of saying the yellow vest movement has arrived here in the United States. That's what I wanted to say and just didn't think of it. Because when somebody sometimes asks you, boom, you got to be on your feet. And I was like, oh, I want a yacht. I want this. And I was saying all kinds of stupid things. But that's really what I want, is a yellow vest from the UK. And it'd be my way of symbolically saying, hey, that movement has moved here into the United States. I also wouldn't mind it being signed off. Obviously, for security reasons, people don't want to sign their names. But I would love just to get initials, all over it with black magic markers. And I would hang it up, the yellow vest, as a symbolic appreciation for what they're doing over in the UK. Yukon Cornelius, I agree with you. Harder to target, but still symbolic. Something that was used there. They're fighting and they're finally standing up for themselves. I would love that. A symbolic spread, a symbolic spread of true democracy, of people truly defending themselves. Called high vis in the UK. I understand. Again, would I wear it when going to battle? Hell no. But I said the word symbolic, folks. It's a silver gram. Yes, it's a symbolic. It's symbolic of their fight for freedom. Is all I'm trying to say. And just by me having a real one from the UK is a symbolic spread of the movement, I guess is what I'm trying to say. America will lose much more before we stand up. I want to comment on that comment. He is right. People are so dumbed down. They don't even know they're the lobster boiling in water because the water is just slowly heating up. They don't even realize they're being boiled to death. They go to the grocery store and the prices are slowly going up. It won't be until it's too late. Then they'll stand up and fight. No, they're too busy shaving their eyebrows. See, you gotta shave your eyebrows, folks. That's what's important. And you gotta wear those skinny jeans. You gotta be all feminine now. I'm looking at the snow. That's what I'm looking at. It's freaking coming down like crazy. It's beautiful. I love it. I mean, that's what this world is about. They're being dumbed down. These people are dumber than a box of rocks. That's what my drill sergeant used to call me. Well, not me per se. He took his turn with me, but he would call the whole platoon. To this day, I still use it. You're all as dumb as a box of rocks. That was what, 1982, I think it was. That's what the people today are like. Dumb as a freaking box of rocks. Brought up to be in fear of this. Scared to defend themselves, taught to rely on the government to defend their rights. I always say this. Someone breaks in this door right here. When seconds count, the police are minutes away. But they're happy with that. They're just, that's fine. I always tell these people, you're so damn anti-gun, put your actions where your mouth is. Go out to your front lawn, put a sign in the front yard saying this home is a gun-free zone. I dare you to do that, I tell them. And you just done proved them right then and there. You done showed them what freaking hypocrites they are. Yeah, put a sign in your damn yard that this is a gun-free zone. Tell me how that works out for you. Cam McHugh, thank you so much for being here. Michael E. Lord Humongous in the house again. Private box of rocks. No, he would call us as dumb as a box of rocks. He would call the platoon, you sorry MFers. You're dumb as a box of rocks, he would call us. No, this is not a Ruger, by the way. This is a Bushmaster. The rail, I forget what the rail is. It's a Daniel Defense rail. It is the Omega Rail 7.0. I'll show it to you guys again. Let's see if I can get that. This is Daniel Defense Magpul mags. I got about 30 of these mags, by the way. I'm just reading some of the comments, folks. Yeah, I like Smith & Wesson. My wife has a Smith & Wesson. So yeah, here in Arizona, I still got the concealed weapon permit because it allows me to go into, I think, 5 other states. But here in Arizona, we really don't need the concealed weapon permit. However, if you choose not to get the permit, you 5 other states carrying. So I opted to get the permit. I've had a concealed weapon permit since 1999. Matthew Donovan, did you hear what I said about the yellow vest? The reason I'm asking you, I see that you're from the UK. So I gave my Christmas wish list. This is what it was. So I guess silver went up a little bit. Yeah. So yeah, that is an EOTech holographic close quarter combat optics on that. Basically, even if the glass got hit with a bullet, any shard of glass remaining in this optic, any shard of glass remaining, let's just say a bullet hit it, obviously kill the person looking behind it, but let's just say I dropped my rifle. Any shard of glass remaining in here, the scope is designed to still function perfectly through that one little shard of glass. Call this a holographic EOTech scope. This one is also night vision compatible. I could never own a gun. I suffered from depression. I have nothing against gun owners. It is your right to own it. It is my right to stay away from them. The people stacker, I agree with you. Got no beef with you. Especially if you're ill. But even if you weren't ill, you have a right to stay away from guns. I'm with you on that. Even if you weren't ill. My problem is when somebody wants to impose their views. They want to impose their rights in order to take away your rights. And it's really not even their right. But you get what I'm saying. I got nothing against citizens like you. So yeah, I do stock a bunch of freeze dry goods. I've mentioned this before. I apologize if you heard it. I only stock. My calculation is based on a family of two, my wife and I, because we don't have children. So all my food calculations are based on two people. Obviously, I have a bunch of canned goods. I have a bunch of canned goods, that is the ball jar foods, dehydrated foods. But I also have, based on two people, I have enough Mountain House freeze-dried foods to last, I want to say 50 days. And each can, if you take a look at the backside, says 9 meals. Some say 8 meals, but most of my cans say 9 meals. Let's face it. What they consider a meal, I can eat 4 of them. But I still have quite a few Mountain House cans. And based on their caloric intakes, I have enough for 40, 50 days. That's on top of what I also have. You know, I have close to 300 pounds of rice. No, I apologize. I have close to 300 pounds of red hard wheat, but I also have a grinder. I have probably the same amount in rice, various rices. Now with the rice, I got them in sealed Mylar bags with oxygen absorbers. Oxygen is what's going to cause things to go rancid and whatnot. But yeah, so I got a lot of food here in the house. VIP Sheffel, thank you so much for being here. Plum Turtle, can't get them in the UK. And they're doing what they want. See, check this out. You can't own a gun in Germany. You can't own a gun in the UK. But look what's falling first. Those two nations are actually falling first. They're deteriorating the fastest. I don't even want to talk about Australia. That's why they want your guns, folks. So they can implement their slavery upon you. Spectacular. Thank you so much for being here. FTRA 1987, thank you. You can't own a gun in Mexico. And my point exactly. Look at the condition of Mexico. And I'm not saying every place in Mexico is falling apart. But take a look at the nation as a whole. Let's talk about Brazil. Thank you, Crescent Moon. Need I say more? Not allowed to own a gun. Wherever guns get taken away, the nation deteriorates faster. Howie Fetcher Snatch. I think this is a funny comment. Australians don't need guns. They all carry big crocodile Dundee knives. That's funny. Grandpal, thank you so much for being here. Joe John Faith Hunter is a dude. We work out together. Stop hitting on my homie. John Faith. Hoof-hearted. Look at the condition of your gun toting America. What do you got to say, Hoof? By the way, I want to apologize. I went off on somebody in my last video. And I want to make a promise. I will try to keep it. I will never go off on somebody like that again. I will try never to use that kind of language on anybody again. It was a troll, obviously, and I'm not going to stoop down to those levels. Saying that, there are places in this hoof-hearted. There are places in America that are pretty bad, yeah. But as a whole, have you obviously from your statement, you've never even been to America. Look at the condition of your gun-toting America. I guess he didn't like me saying that the condition of gun-free countries are deteriorating. Yeah, I guess you can say, yeah, there are bad portions. But as a whole, have you taken a drive from one coast to the other? A beautiful nation, my friend. Silver Graham in the house. David H. Venezuela, no guns allowed. I guess no food's allowed either. Connor Hannaran. I was gonna big a slingshot. I think you meant to say buy, but I got the best recurve. So I think in recurve, I think you mean bow. I'm thinking. Crescent Moon, I 100% agree with you. Law-abiding citizens follow the law. Criminals do not. You can make all the laws you want. It doesn't affect criminals. And the government knows this. Man, there's a lot of comments here. Do I follow men or God? Well, I prefer to follow God, but in the Bible says you should follow your leaders. It does say that. Joe John, we love Trump in France. We're gonna win. We're gonna win so much. You're gonna get sick of winning. I gotta buy one of those Donald Trump dolls. No, I don't play with dolls, but it'd be cool to have them like sitting right up there, whispering in my ear. The stats don't lie. America has the most guns and the most murderers. Okay, so we have the most criminals. That's nothing to do with guns. I hate to say that, hoof. And something tells me no matter how much common sense and how nice and respectful I can talk to you, you don't want to acknowledge the truth. You just are one of those people who like to be right and can care less about being correct. The fact that America has the most murderers, I don't know if that's a true statement, but let's just play the devil's advocate and say you're right. Tells me I want to own a gun. If there's a lot of murderers out there, I'm a gun owner. I'm not a murderer. And most gun owners are not murderers. Hoof-hearted. I think you put your hoof in your mouth. Crescent Moon, you're on a roll. I've never seen this. I've never seen this. Get up in the middle of the night and walk away. Open up the door. I've never seen this. Open up the front door and walk out and go shooting people. Never seen it. This is not a killer, folks. But I'm preaching to the choir. This never ever killed anybody in the history of mankind. It was the operator. Okay, folks? Guns never killed anybody in the history. It's the operator, folks. There is a bayonet lug on it. Well, actually, you're right. I took that off some time ago when I shortened. Actually, hold on a second. So, I thought I used to have it on, but after a few modifications, I'm off. That's okay. Never has a gun killed anybody, folks, regardless of what the news says. Never since the invention of guns has a gun killed anybody. Never. Gun has never shot anybody. It's the operator who does it. And when you take guns away from somebody, a criminal, they will find another tool to use. Hoof hunter, a person who is bent on doing harm to others, will use whatever tool they have available to them. You take one tool away, they will adopt another tool. That might be a knife, it might be this, it might be that. It might be an improvised explosive. Yeah, Vivi44. Nobody talks about the knife attacks in the UK, the acids that are being thrown in people's faces, the knife attacks, the mass knife attacks in places like China. Nobody ever talks about that. They always say, you know, you guys got the most guns and the most murders. Not all murders are conducted with the tool called a gun. Actually, when you look at the statistics, most murders are not conducted with a gun. People don't want to acknowledge that. They just want to throw the two words together, gun and murders. But most murders are not conducted with a firearm. They're not. Silvergram, agree with you about the guns versus the cars. Just another point I made. You take a gun away from somebody, they will adopt another weapon. It's just simple as that, and that could be a car. No, I don't have anything against people who do not agree with guns. I don't. I honestly don't. What I have a problem is when they want to impose their views on other people. And I say the word impose. I did a video, Sans Pure, and it was a comedy. It was a comedy video. I think I accidentally deleted it. And it was basically assault cars. I made a joke, you know, how some, you know, they made a joke, or the news was trying to say, hey, weapons should be banned because they look like assault weapons, or they look like war weapons, you know. And I made a comedy video about assault looking vehicles. And I think one part of the vehicle, I'm actually driving. Oh my God. And I mean, I'm not a racist, but I just use humor. I was driving, I looked in the rearview mirror as I'm making this video. Oh my God, there's an assault truck behind me. It's a big black truck. Oh my God. And I'm just went on and on and on about different vehicles. And then I went into the little pink Pintos and how they're, And I went all off on that. It was a funny video. That almost got 1 million views. But anyway, it's all an illusion, folks. It really is. Let's. Hadar Sivan, bro, you're going to be judged heavily. You might be right, Hadar, but so will you. And you're doing exactly what the Bible says you shouldn't be doing. You're judging other people. Hagar or Hadar? Hadar, no disrespect. So, hoof-hearted. I'm a nice 52-year-old Canadian who lives 2 minutes from the U.S. border and guns just bother me. That's fine. That's fine. No problems with you, man. Guns bother you, got nothing. Move on. Got nothing against you. But I dare you to put a sign in your front yard that says, "My home is a gun-free zone." Well, actually, what am I saying? All Canadian homes are a gun-free zone. What am I saying? But Hadar, about me being judged, you're probably right. I'm serious. I've done a lot of bad things in my life. But I can also tell you this. Hadar, every one of them to this day, I remember and I regret. I wish I can go back in time and apologize to everybody I've ever done wrong, for every action I've ever done inappropriately. But we're all like that. I think anybody who has matured a little bit, has grown up a little bit, who is an adult, has regrets. And as long as I have regrets, there's been a little bit of improvement, right? It's when I don't regret something, when somebody doesn't regret their ill deeds, that's when you should worry. Yes, God will punish me. I believe it in my heart. And I fear the day that I die. I know I'm going to have to pay for my sins. All I can do is do better between now and then and try to earn, earn his blessing. Faith Hunter, I need a GoFundMe account. I'm wondering why. Why, Faith? Why do you need money? I mean, we all need money, but why do you need a GoFundMe page? Timothy Brown, Hoof, you need to learn how to speak English. Your vocabulary is horrendous. Okay. Monsignor Octopus, a hunting carbine, can be way more dangerous. I agree. There's a lot of things that are way more dangerous. Kana Hanaran, Jesus paid for your sins. Not necessarily. If you read the Bible, he did. But that's only if you live through Jesus. Again, I don't want this to be a biblical video, but I'm just saying, if you're going to give me a statement, a fact, I'm going to have to either accept it or correct it. Joe John, support your baby, mama. I gotta look, who's Joe John? By the way, North Country Off-Grid, I think he just hit his 20,000 subscriber. Man, I remember when his channel and I mean no disrespect, had just, it was basically in its infant stages. And I don't mean that in a derogatory way. The guy, I urge you all to go and check out his off-grid YouTube channel. I enjoy it. So I'm just doing a shout out to North Country Off-Grid. Just hit his 20,000 subscriber. And there's a reason why he hit 20,000 subscribers, folks. I don't have 20,000 subscribers. It's saying something, right? Go check out his channel. Great channel. Great family. Great property. I feel bad for... They dug some trenches along that road or something, and it's filling up with water. Little fuzzy on that, but whoever's doing that, you should take one of these sticks and hit him over the head or something. Need your advice in the comments. Will do. I'll check it out. We'll be on world tour, Bozy. I have been to many of times. Don't understand what you're saying there. Billy Gagney, and try to buy as many guns as you can before you die. You know, it's funny. I don't own a lot of guns. And I'm not a gun collector. I know a lot of people that have like multitudes of handguns, multitudes of hunting rifles, multitudes of shotguns. I believe you need one shotgun, maybe two handguns. One of the handguns is small enough for concealed. A hunting rifle, an assault rifle. I have a 22 LR. And I have a sniper rifle, believe it or not. That's all I have. And I have no, all right, I'm lying. I do have an urge to buy a 9mm. But I don't really own a lot of weapons. I have a lot of bullets, but not a lot of weapons. So I want a Beretta, FTRA 1987. Always wanted one ever since I fired one. I mean, I fired my brother-in-law's, or he wasn't brother-in-law at the time, fired his Beretta 9. And I mean, as fast as you can pull that trigger, I was still on target. No barrel flip at all. I mean, I was just amazed how well I can stay on target. Didn't always have to reacquire the target after each freaking muzzle flip. Beautiful. I loved it, man. Beautiful. In Paris, we threw rocks at the police. It's all we had. So, Joe John, you can rest assured, rocks will be the next thing that gets outlawed. Don't be caught with those rocks. Matter of fact, there'll probably be regulations in your front yard and your backyard when you want ground cover, you know, the little ground, the colored rocks, ground, probably have regulations that they can only be so much big diameter. Mark my words, it's coming. Probably need a CCW to have rocks in your yard. Just saying. Mike Johnson, I agree with you. No such thing as assault rifle. There's assault people. But since the invention, Mike, if you just joined me, since the invention of a rifle has never killed anybody. In all the wars that have been on this planet, a rifle, a gun, a bullet has never killed anybody. Never. It is the operator of that tool that has done the killing. Just saying. I've watched this rifle. I watched this weapon. Not one time has this walked out of the house. I've told it, though, if you ever walk out, bring a 6-pack back, okay? But it's never walked out. It never shot anybody. In the Army, we had to sleep with our rifles. I didn't have to do that. We were not allowed to call a rifle a gun. I had to call it a weapon or a rifle. But we were never allowed to call them guns. To me, it's... Roberta S. in the house. Philip Jones in the house. Seaway 44. Thank you so much for being my moderator. That's right, Yukon Cornelius. I remember that now. One is for killing, one's for fun. Yes, I'm up in the White Mountains. I'm going to be up here until like the 7th of January. Then I'll head back down to Tucson. Since this video has been going on, I've been on 1 hour and 12 minutes. 1.5 inches has fallen, from what I can tell. 1.5 inches of snow. You should buy the dip. I mean, that's sound advice, financial advice. It doesn't look like you approve Sean Weatherly, but Trump is correct. You buy on the dips. That means buy low. That's what a dip is. Buy low, sell high. Would you prefer that he said buy high, sell low? Sounds like you're an anti-Trump guy. And that's cool, but what Trump said was factually correct. Sorry, don't mean to disagree with you. A lot of people, not only are they against Trump, they want to see him fail. It's a true statement. At the demise of our nation, they would rather see him fail. Because even if he succeeds, doesn't that mean we all succeed? If he fails, doesn't mean we all fail? But it's amazing how people, they're not just picking on him for what they believe he's doing incorrectly. They actually want him to fail. They want this fake news to be true. I actually think Ted Nugent should have been Donald Trump's vice. But Ted Nugent has a bigger mouth than Donald Trump. So, just saying. Armed society is a polite society. That is a correct statement. What does it mean if we go back to the gold standard? Well, it means our currency is backed by something tangible. Now, I have to admit, I was born in the very early 60s, so I don't remember what it was like to be backed by gold. It's not that I don't like people who don't like Trump, because I get along with anybody. It's when they want him to fail. It's not that they're ridiculing him for something that he's done wrong. It's that they're actually wishing he fails. And what these people fail to understand is if he fails, if Obama failed, if Clinton failed, it means the nation failed. By the way, Obama failed. We all suffered. John Simini, thank you for stopping by. Yeah, there was no weapons allowed. I'm with you. I'm agreeing. There was no weapons allowed in our barracks, but we slept with our, when we went bivouac. A lot of people who were in the military know what that is. When we bivouacked, we were with our weapons. Listen to Sean Weatherly. If he wanted, because Trump advised everybody to buy on the dips, and I said, well, that's correct advice. So you know what Sean Weatherly says? Well, if he wanted to give us advice and do smart, why didn't he tell us to sell and go short? He's the president of the United States, not your financial advisor. Sorry. Besides, selling and going short, it's a risky piece of advice. Buying on the dips is not a risky piece of advice. People keep saying there's a cockroach behind me. There's no cockroach behind me. In my last video, people kept saying there's a spider behind you. There's no spider behind me. I don't know what you guys are talking about. Overtax, what's your opinion on Trump banning bump stocks? I'm thinking about that. What was most important is he did not ban assault rifles. I'm sorry. I said that incorrectly. The question is, what is my opinion on Trump banning bump stocks? And I say, and what I meant to say is, what is most important, he did not ban fully automatic weapons. See, bump stock, it's just a freaking stock. And sometimes used to turn a weapon temporarily into fully automatic. But it's a bump. You don't want to use a bump stock to fire fully automatic. First of all, it's bumping. There is actually, you can't aim with a freaking rifle bouncing off your front deltoid. You can't proficiently aim. What I take away with it is he has nothing against fully automatic weapons. Otherwise, he would have banned fully automatic weapons. So I could care less if he bans a bump stock. Should he have done it? I think it should have been left up to the people to decide. Maybe he did it as a political move out of pressure when the bump stock was used on that assault. Who's to say? But if he was against fully automatic weapons, he would have banned fully automatic weapons. So I got no problem with him doing what he did, I guess is what I'm trying to say. Silver Leo, good analogy. If my basketball team got a new head coach and I didn't like or agree with, I'd still play for the team, not just sit there and sabotage the games to make the team lose. Beautiful analogy, just beautiful. Alberto Lorino. I hate to say this, but if Obama banned bump stocks, you would be honestly flipping out. No, I wouldn't. I don't own any bump stocks. I can care less. A bump stock is a very inefficient, very inaccurate, very unsafe way of shooting. And let me tell you something. This does not have a bump stock on it. This is not a bump stock. But did you know I can bounce this off my front delt? And I've done it by accident at the shooting range one time. I wasn't paying attention. I was just having a little fun with my buddies. And I didn't have a tight enough grip. I didn't have enough force backwards. And I actually had it like an inch or maybe a half an inch off. And it actually started bouncing. I can achieve the same thing with this stock or any other stock. Honestly, I can. Bump stocks is just a freaking name. They're all bump stocks if not held correctly. It's a true statement. If it's not pushed up against your front delt correctly, they'll all be bump stocks. And I accidentally did that one time at the range. Ask anybody here that shoots. They'll tell you I'm telling the truth. Bill Merrifield, Walther or Glock. So I never liked Glocks, and I'll tell you why. There's nothing wrong with Glocks, and it could be the shape of my hand, but every Glock I've shot, it always pinched my middle finger, right there. It always pinches it. So when I shoot, there's something about a Glock. Besides, James Bond has a Walther PPK. I want one. I'm just saying. Sans pure, yes, but overtax, it's the principle. Like I said, no one's perfect. We all do things. So I personally could care less, but I also made a comment, sans pure, that I believe it should have been the people that decide. I did say that. Go take a look at my 5-10 minutes ago. It's my wife's chicken. She collects chickens. Yeah, I agree. Everybody should block trolls. And I agree, Timothy Brown, everybody should block. I could care less. If someone starts bashing one nationality, just ban them. I can care less. Go for it. You got to, every now and then I'll get somebody on here that has something to say about black people just for the fact that they're black. I ban them as fast as possible. The anti-Jew people, I do the same thing. And it serves no purpose. I do. Have spare Mylar bags? Yes, I do. I probably have about, geez, I have a roll of them. I probably have about 10 or 15 Mylar bags. They're 5-gallon size, perfect to fit in the 5-gallon buckets. Sans pure, as long as he doesn't ban anything else gun related, I'm good. And I'm agreeing with you. But I'm also saying that if you really see bump, I think where we're at this part of the conversation is bump stocks mimicked a fully automatic rifle. What he did is he did not ban fully automatic rifles, so he has no problems with fully automatic rifles. That's where I'm at. He had no intentions to infringe on our gun rights, is what I'm saying. Not in any way, shape, or form, in my opinion. What is your ratio of junk to bullion? By Sean Weatherly. So I have a very small amount of junk silver. I probably have a few pounds of junk silver, and that's it. I would say it probably equates to maybe 0.5% of my total silver stack. Good question. Thank you. Don't worry, Sans Pure. Donald Trump is not after our guns. I mean, bump stocks was the first, and it was the last thing you've heard from Trump or his cabinet pertaining to weapons. And I have to say it again. I've said it 2 or 3 times. Any weapon, any semi-automatic rifle can be bounced off your delt. Just go to the gun range one day. I'm telling you, go to the gun range. Keep a light grip. I'll tell you how to do it. You keep a light grip on the pistol grip. You keep it maybe 1/4 of an inch off of here, or very relaxed on here, and just shoot. It will start to bounce. Any stock on a semi-automatic rifle will do that. I've done it accidentally on this when I was fooling around with my buddies. They're all dead now, but no, I'm just teasing. But I've done it. So I haven't heard anything about Trump trying to pass red flag laws. I'm sorry, I don't know where you're getting that news from. Not disagreeing with you, not trying to be argumentative with you, but I haven't seen it. I think Donald Trump was under some pressure, is what it was. We're all men. Men and women. We're not perfect. I think he might have made a mistake there. Yes. But again, it wasn't a bad mistake. Who cares? Every stock can be a bump stock. If you hold the weapon correctly, it'll turn into a bump stock. I say it again. Go to the freaking shooting range and try it. See if I'm not wrong. Silver Leo, speaking of fluoride, both my Berkey water filtration systems have fluoride filters in them. I have one here in the White Mountains, and I have a Berkey in Tucson. And all of them have fluoride, because I do believe there's something very, very bad about fluoride when consumed. Eclectic vids. Now listen, excuse me. Listen to how this sounds. Eclectic vids. I'm not beating you up. Just trying to say, listen to how you wrote this. Red flag laws passed in New Jersey, I think. Well, get your facts straight, buddy. Were they passed or were they not? Or is it something else you want to blame on Trump? I'm just saying. Silver Leo, I agree with you. And I also will repeat that Trump might have made a mistake there. But I'm agreeing that bump stock ban, was Trump's bone to the Dems. He was under a lot of political pressure. And I agree with you. As a gun owner, I can care less. I really can't. The real McCoy, fully automatic weapons, was not banned, and that's all I care about. The Silver Lion. Do you think Trump or any family member be indicted? For what? Indicted for what? I don't know if that question was intended for me, Alberto. If you hit the lotto, what would you do? I would buy, I'd buy a shitload, excuse my language, of silver and gold. That would be my investment and my only investment. I would then pay off all, my debt, my home and whatnot. And I would buy a nice fishing boat. But I always ask that of other people. What would you do if you won a lottery? You're one time in a lifetime to strike it big. And you know what a lot of people do? They say this. I don't know if they really mean it. I would invest it in the stock market. Your only chance of striking it big, and you just struck it big, and you're going to turn around and invest it in the stock market and give yourself a chance of losing it all? How much is enough? You won the lottery. Freaking enjoy life for the rest of your life. Don't freaking... I mean it. Enjoy life. But if you're going to invest it, just invest in gold and silver and have it in your home. Don't invest it in some paper stocks where somebody else has control of whether it succeeds or fails. And by the way, the stock market is like a Vegas game. The house always wins. That's my opinion. I got a splinter right there. Sorry about that. What's your take on silver Cougarans? Love them. And guns and ammos. Well, I think I have enough guns and ammos. Like I said, I don't need a hell of a lot more. Yeah, there's a couple of... I wouldn't mind getting a Walther PPK for my conceal. I wouldn't mind having a Beretta like I mentioned before. But I'm not a really big gun collector. I believe they're a tool. I personally own one of every kind that I require. I don't need any more. That's my opinion. I would invest in gold and silver. That would be my investment. And people don't like it when I say the word investment and precious metals, but that's how I would roll. I would pay off all my debt. Wife and I would freaking travel around the United States. We'd buy a freaking nice Viking fishing boat. Probably live off of a marina in Florida somewhere, in the Tampa Bay area. That's my dream. Take the boat out every day, go fishing, dock in the marina, party with the other boat owners. That's my dream. I wouldn't be buying. If I won the lottery, I wouldn't buy no freaking mansion. Depending on where I'd live, I would buy an average price home. Because each economy in each state, each city is different. Like if I moved to Florida, that's probably what I would do, or New York. I'd buy an average home based on the neighborhood. I wouldn't want to stand out. By the way, folks, if you haven't subscribed and you think I'm doing a fairly decent job, I appreciate if you'd hit the subscribe button. If you haven't given me one already, give me a thumbs up. I appreciate it. Do I conceal and carry? If so, with what? What ammo? So I bought a Sig Sauer P229. It's in 40 caliber. I tried carrying it concealed. By the way, I have a concealed permit. I tried concealing that thing. And while I can do it, I'm a pretty big guy, I find it too big to be a true concealed weapon. So I don't conceal anymore on my person. It's normally in my vehicle is where it is. But let's face it, the P229 is a fairly decent size and really wasn't built for concealment. So, like I said, it's never on my person. It's rarely on my person, on me, and most of the time it's in my in my car. I normally carry hollow point, one in the chamber. Yes, one in the chamber. What good is a gun that's not loaded properly? What is that, PPX, or I forgot the name brand of that ammo. It's some decent ammo. Bottom line, carrying conceal is not like the movies. I mean, for those folks who carry concealed, I mean, I can carry the P229 40 caliber. I can carry it concealed, but it just, you actually feel it all the time. It's a big freaking handgun. And it, you know, I have the jacket over it, but you feel it. And, you know, you bend over, you feel it. A real concealed weapon should be smaller in stature, so you don't feel it all the time. It's just my opinion. Yeah, it weighs. Honestly, I have a thick belt. I mean, that freaking leather belt, I have to say, is close, not quite. It's probably about 3/16 of an inch thick, the leather belt, and I can actually feel the belt sagging down when I carry that thing. It just, you know, it just, I don't know. When you carry concealed, it should be as comfortable as possible. It really should be. An 1880 Morgan for $30. I don't know. Go to coinflation.com. To me, 1880 doesn't bring up anything. It's not a special year. I think I have an 1880. I don't want to put that my hand on a Bible, but I believe I have an 1880, and I think, if I recall, it was just worth the silver value, but I could be wrong. I'm just reading some of the comments, that's all. Sans Pure, I agree with you. Shotgun is the best defense firearm. Keyword defense. Self-defense. I agree with you. That's my wife's chicken. I'm not selling it. You crazy? She'll kill me. Yeah, the website is Coinflation. If you ever have a question about any of your coins, just go to Coinflation. How's crypto doing? It's up in comparison to where it was a month ago. It's up in comparison to how high it was 3 or 4 months ago. It's down still. I love these people that say, oh, crypto's, it was, let's just throw a number out there. Let's just say Litecoin was $50. And it fell, it did fall to 22. And then when it jumped up to 30, everybody was applauding, no, cryptos is up. And I'm thinking, and I have cryptos. And I'm thinking to myself, no, it's not. It's still down from when I bought. I'm still hodling though. We'll see. I'm agreeing with you, Silver Hodl, Itch Hodl. I'm hodling. I still have all 12 Litecoins. I have them all. I'm a little nervous, And let's just face it. I don't have much to lose compared to other people. What I really want to see go up is DIGIBYTE. I bought DIGIBYTE when it was like 2.5 cents. It's 1 cent now. So I'm kind of like, and I have I've accumulated I think 3,000 of them. No. I have 10,000 of them. So I'm just I'm hodling. It's a long-term thing. I agree. It ain't going nowhere. I'm not going to sell. It's there. It's purchased. The money's gone, technically. I've already spent the money on it. Why do I need to get rid of it? There's no need for me to get rid of it. So I'm with you. I'm agreeing with you, Silver Hodl. We the People, yeah, I have potassium iodine. I have some tablets. You can actually buy them online. I think I paid for both my wife and I think we got a few weeks supply each person. I think we paid $7 per person. 7 and change, I think it was. Dirt cheap. And being a prepper, I just bought them. They were dirt cheap. Joe John, here in France, government have the right to take our gold if there is a war. I want you to think about that, people. Joe John is from France. He knows what he's talking about. Nothing against Joe John. The government has a right to take the people's gold in the event of a war. You know why the government has a right to take people's gold? Because they're not allowed to own guns anymore. So basically, the government has the right to do whatever the hell they want to do. Because their population is disarmed. At least the law-abiding citizens are. Jeremy, yes, that is so wrong. I agree. Joe John, I wouldn't really worry about that. First of all, do they really have enough government employees to go around to every home and start collecting gold? I doubt it. And chances are, if they did come around collecting gold, you would hear about it before they got to your home. Because they would have to go to your other neighbors first, right? They'd have to come down the street. Just go out and bury it. Say you lost it. It was stolen. You spent it. You bought a yellow vest with it. Top 3 most important preps. Wow. Obviously, food, water, believe it or not, the things to sustain life. You get everything to sustain life, and then you get a gun to protect what you require to sustain life. Everybody makes the mistake saying, oh, the gun's the most important prep. No, it's not. Sustaining life is your most important prep. I think a lot of people agree with me. Water, food, and gun. We all have a shelter, though. So the player in KC, I agree with you, but we already all have the shelter, don't we? Already. Anyway, folks, I have been on for, I didn't realize this, an hour and 46 minutes. Again, if you like what I've done today. A lot of people here do not realize every one of my live chats, I spent about 20-30 minutes in the beginning talking about what is going on in the news. I talk about the silver in the first 20 minutes. I talk about a lot of important things, and then the remainder of the video is just addressing questions and everything. So I urge you all to actually wait until this live stream has been uploaded and go and check out at least the first 20-30 minutes of this video. This video pertained to the New World Order, and it's very important, so go check it out. And I hope to see you again. I'll probably do another live chat, if not a full-fledged video, tomorrow. There's some things I want to talk about. You folks have a great day. I appreciate it. If you haven't subscribed, please do so. Give me a thumbs up, and happy holidays. Take care. Let's see if I can figure out how to end the video on this.